Elisa, LaShell, Sanders, Arnold.
We're getting started, so you keep sharing, and every now and again, can I get a couple of you guys to just type in, please share this broadcast, because I want to get as many people on as possible, because we're going to talk about tonight something that really deals with what we always go through, and that is our inability to say no. We know we should say no. We want to say no, but we don't. And so there's a reason behind that. But tonight, I always say we're going to get free. And that's why I'm so excited. Thank you, Carlencia. I already bought a ticket. Valerie's going. I'm excited that you guys are coming. So again, as you guys come on that are new, make sure you tell me hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Share it on your page. And thank you, Tracy, for sharing this video. And tag your friends in it so they can come on with us. Now, tonight I talked about how to say no and mean it. Because some of us, we can say no, but we don't really mean it. I have on a t-shirt, and I hope you guys can see my t-shirt. It says, I wish I could, but I don't want to. Boy, if we could say some of the things that we're thinking on the inside of our heads. Sometimes people ask us to do something and they ask us to be somewhere. And what we really want to say is, I wish I could, but I don't want to. But, of course, we can't really say that. So I thought in honor of this topic, this mic drop Monday, I will wear my shirt. Hey, Angie. And I would wear my shirt. Because sometimes we need somebody to say some of those things that we don't know how to say. Dolores, hello. The other reason why you guys should share this on your page is because you could be in relations with people at your job, at your church, in your family, at home, that you really want to learn how to say no to. And sometimes if they'll watch this video, if you'll share it, they actually might hear something from a different perspective, and it'll make them say, oh, wow, I didn't know I was putting them through that. Oh, wow, I didn't know that it came across like that. So sometimes when you share my video and somebody else can hear somebody say something a little different, it can help you out in more ways than one. Hey, Miranda from Perry. Elvina, hey, thank you for watching from Americas. So, right, Carla, listen, I'm covering all of that. Your children, everybody. Kayla's telling the truth. I'm guilty. If you hear yourself tonight as I'm talking and you say, I see me, or you throw up a little emoji with a hand, let me know that I'm talking to you. Let me know that I'm coming down your road. Let me know that what I'm saying is resonating with you. So tonight, we're talking about how to say no and mean it. Valerie, thank you so much. And Katina, that's right. You have to say, I see me. We can know to say no. We can know that we need to say no. We can even want to say no, but there are some things that causes us to say yes anyway. Now, before I even get started, I'm going to ask the question, and I want you guys to reply on the screen. Have any of you all ever had difficulty saying no? And I want everybody to let me know. Me, just say me, I have me. Yeah, there you go. I see me. Or put some love on the screen. Put some love emojis and let me know. Do any of you guys really struggle? And I'm assuming that's why you're on Mic Drop Monday, because you've had this struggle before. Let me know. Me, thank you for telling the truth. Do you struggle with saying no? Some of you guys might be watching the replay. So if you're not watching with me live, I can't acknowledge you if you're telling me where you're from, but I appreciate you guys for watching, and I still want you to share the video. But let me know, do you ever have problems saying no? Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Carla. Tell the truth. This is how we get free. Yes. We know we need to say no. And then we love to give threats. This is the last time I'm going to say no about that. I'm going to say yes to this. I'm not doing this anymore. And what do? There's a cycle. You find yourself saying yes again. And you should have said no. You meant to say no. Thank you. So many of you guys are watching it. Hey, Tracy. And I just told everybody that's new coming on, I wore my shirt. This is the shirt that lets us know. It says what I really want to say sometimes. I wish I could, but I don't want to. We can't really say it out loud. But listen, we want to say no. Tonight, we're going to get to the psychology behind why it's so difficult for us to say no. And then what I do is empower. I'm going to end it with ways to say no and how to get better at saying no. But I'm also going to tell you what happens when you don't say no. Listen, there is detriment to yes. Oh man, listen, that's a mic drop. There's a detriment to always saying yes. We think, well, if I just say yes to people, oh, let me just say yes. Okay, that's fine. I'll do it. Call me. I'll come through. But there is detriment in always saying yes. I know we don't see that, but I hope you guys are hearing me loud and clear. There is detriment to always saying yes. And I'm going to talk about the psychology behind what happens when we don't get a grip on ourselves. And listen, this complex, this inability to say no, it's not just for one person or another. It's a lot of us who can't say no to people. Oh, there are some people that know how to push our buttons. There are some people that know how to manipulate us. Why? We're teaching them how to treat us. We're teaching them that if they keep nagging us, if they keep begging us, if they look pitiful, if they act like they don't have nobody else in the whole wide world but us, we'll cave in, we'll give in eventually. Thank you guys for telling the truth. And so sometimes we have to hear it from somebody else to say, oh my goodness, there is detriment in always saying yes. I know we mean well. Thank you for typing it, Tonisa. There is detriment in always saying yes. I know what we think we're doing, but listen, like I just said, saying yes all of the time has no respect of person. We have good hearts. We want to do well. We want to please people. We want to support them. Thank you, Tasha. But there is detriment in always saying yes. And I'm going to show you that tonight. Listen, it will hurt you before sometimes it will help you. And it doesn't have a respect of person. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. I don't care if you're older or younger. I don't care if your position is high and lifted up or your position is something you just say, well, you know, I just do this and I'm not this. Listen, it does not matter. All of us struggle with saying no. This little bitty word, and my friend Dr. T is on, she always says, listen, no is a complete sentence, but sometimes it's like it is the hardest sentence in the whole wide world. No, just no. Why doesn't it flow from our mouths freely? Well, the first thing I'm going to do, and if you hear me, that's right, Teresa, I'm going to tell all of the reasons. Well, I'm going to tell on us tonight. If you hear me give a reason, you can say ouch, or you can say yes, or you can type something on the screen or put some love emojis, because I'm going in tonight. This is a problem for us, and we're going to talk about it. The first reason, number one, the first reason why we have such a hard time saying no is fear of conflict. Can somebody type that into the comments? Fear of conflict. These are the reasons. I always say my life's motto is you can't fix what you won't face. And so Valerie says, where's the mic? You need to drop it. I'm already giving mic drops. You can't fix what you won't face. And so the first reason why we have such a hard time saying no, fear of conflict. Thank you guys for typing it. Listen, we don't like others to be angry with us. I don't care how big and bad we try to seem. We don't like people to be critical or angry with us. We don't like people to feel some kind of way about us. I think somebody had said it earlier. There's a fear of conflict. We don't say no. And listen, and I just said this earlier, it doesn't matter if it's your spouse, your partner, your colleague, your children, your in-laws, your mom, your dad, your friend, your supervisor. It doesn't matter. We fear conflict. We don't like to be in conflict with other people. And so the first thing that we do is we're not saying no because it creates conflict. We're saying, yeah, Elisa, that's right. We're saying, I don't want to be in conflict with anybody. I like for things to run smoothly. I'm one of those people. I'm non-confrontational. Most people will tell you one of my claim to fame is I don't get out of character. You will never catch me yelling and shouting and screaming and going off. That's just not something that I do because I don't like conflict. But listen to me, like I just said, saying yes all the time can be detrimental. And we're going to talk about how tonight. So many new guys are coming on. Make sure that you guys are sharing as you come on. I'm so glad it doesn't matter that you guys came on late. We're talking about why we got to say no and learn how to say no. And I'm going to teach you tonight how to say no and how to get better at it. So as you guys come on, make sure that you're pressing the share button. If you have friends, make sure that you're tagging them in the comments, or make sure that you're pressing the invite button. That's right. We just say to ourselves, I just want peace. I don't want any conflict. But listen to me. If you don't get you some peace, some P-E-A-C-E, then you're going to lose a peace, a P-I-E-C-E. Do you understand what I'm telling you? If you don't get you some peace, and sometimes your peace is with saying no. What we don't want to admit sometimes is when we say yes all of the time, we are not at peace. And I'm going to talk about this. When we say yes all the time, now we have obligated ourselves to something that we might not have the resources or the time or even the energy for. If you want peace, if I'm telling you, you forfeit your peace just to give somebody else a little piece of you. You're saying, well, I want peace, so I'm just going to give them a little piece of me just to make them happy. Here, I don't want to fight. I don't want to have any conflict. I'm just going to let them have it. But you're giving a peace and losing your peace. Yeah, that's the mic drop. I was going to find it eventually. You're giving a peace, a P-I-E-C-E, but you're losing your P-E-A-C-E. You're giving a peace, but you're losing your peace. You're giving a piece of your time, a piece of your energy, a piece of your rest when you could be asleep, a piece of your comfort where you're getting out of character because somebody else needs you, somebody else wants you, somebody else would rather you do it, but you're losing your peace. This is what we're going to talk about today. Number one, the reason that we don't say no is because there is a fear of conflict. Number two, thank you, Valerie. This is going to be your new word. I'm telling you, no. Number two, the reason why we don't say no and we have a hard time saying no is because we don't want to disappoint or hurt somebody. Somewhere we feel like if we say no, we're going to disappoint them and we're going to hurt them. Listen, guys, can we tell the truth? Nobody has ever died from a no. Can somebody type that on the screen? Because it's going to bless somebody when they read this later. Nobody dies from a no. There are people that make us feel like if we tell them no, if we turn them down, if we refuse to give them our money, if we don't bail them out this time, they're just going to die. But I need somebody to type. Thank you, India. I need somebody to type in the comments. Nobody dies from a no. You better hear what I'm telling you tonight. People will make you feel like they are going to die. They will make you, these are the manipulators. These are the people that manipulate us. They will make you feel like there is nobody else on God's green earth that can help them but you. And so it will put pressure on you. You will start saying to yourself, but if I don't do it, who's going to help them? If I turn them down, they're going to get it from somebody. If I say no, nobody has ever died from a no. I did the research before I dropped this mic, and I have found that nobody has ever died from a no. And so what happens, what keeps us saying yes and from never saying no is because we feel like, oh my God, if we say no, what are they going to do? Now listen, we're talking about grown people that have resources. See, and this is just me being real, raw, and relevant. Y'all know how I am. People will make you feel more important than you really might be. Oh, I know this is going to kill some of us because some people make us feel like they are that we're their Alpha and Omega, that we are their beginning and their end, and that if we turn them down, what in the world shall they do? But let me tell you something. It might hurt you, but it's going to help you. Everybody has a plan B. Huh? Somebody needs to type that. That was a mic drop. And we don't want to hear this, but I'm telling you, you can't fix what you won't face. Everybody has a plan B. You think just because you're saying no, that person's going to die, that they're going to be without a home, without food, without resources, without a ride to work, without somebody that can help them with their bills. Listen, they're just hoping you'll say yes. But just in case you say no, you better believe everybody has a plan B. But they will manipulate you into thinking that you are their only resource, their only source, their only person that they can come to, the only person in the world that can do this. And what'll happen is, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but it will make us, this comes to right into my next point. Y'all, thank you, Kayla. Y'all ain't hearing me. Everybody has a plan B. Do not let people manipulate you and make you feel as though they will die if you say no. Believe me, I have started. I always say I'm not going to tell you to do something that I haven't done myself. And part of me empowering you is to be able to tell you, listen, I've lived through this. I've been through this. I've went through this. I promise you, nobody dies from a no. And believe me, everybody has a plan B. That joker that's always asking you to do this and wants you to do that, you start saying no. Tell them, no, I can't come up with that rent money for you this time, bruh. No, I'm not going to be able to give you a ride this time. No, these my last $20 and I'm going to have to say no this time. No, I won't be able to work on that project for you this time. No, I can't pull through and stop everything that I'm doing and you know I'm busy and you're still asking me anyway. I might have to say no this time. I can guarantee you it'll get done. You better hear me tonight. This might not help you. This might not feel good to hear, but everybody has a plan B. You better believe me. And when you say no, they're not going to die. They're going to go on to the next person that they've been manipulating and keeping in their back left pocket just in case you wake up and say, I'm not giving them any more money. I'm not bailing them out again. My mom taught me a powerful lesson one time. I used to be in a very, very bad marriage, and I would always come through when things seemed like it was going to fall apart. And she would say, hey, sometimes you have to take your hands off the situation and you have to let a man stand up and be a man. You have to let people see if they're going to come through on their own, because how will you ever know the extent of who they are and what they are able to prove to you and who they can be if you're always fixing it for them, if you're always doing it for them, if you're always stepping in and saving the day. Listen, instead of that S on your chest standing for Superman and Superwoman, that S needs to stand for sense. Get yourself some sense. Stop being a superwoman. Stop trying to be a Superman. Stop trying to save the world and get some sense. Listen, that was a mic drop. I'm helping us tonight. Thank you so much. So many of you guys new are coming on. You guys must be sharing because we're almost at 150 people. Keep sharing, keep tagging people, get them on, because tonight I'm going to help set you guys free and be free to say no. Listen, there's power in the no. Thank you, Elisa. I'm trying to tell y'all there's power in the no. And this is how some of us, and what does this have to do with empowerment? When we say yes all the time, it has to do with keeping us from fulfilling our purpose, because we can't tend to ourselves. We can't be great and go after what we're supposed to do when we are always saying yes to things that might not even be important to us and in our lives. Thank you, Bruce. I'm telling you guys, and I'm telling you guys again, nobody's died from saying no. And there is detriment to always saying yes. I'm helping you. The third reason why, and this goes right into what I'm saying, we don't like to say no, and I'm just going to tell on us, and you can just say ouch, is because we don't want to risk no longer feeling needed. I'm going to help you guys tonight. Timothy, don't get your organ out yet. There's power in the no. That's right. Let your S on your chest, instead of being Superman and Superwoman, let that S stands for some sense. I'm trying to tell you, it'll preserve you. Hear me. It's a complete sentence. That's right, Elisa. The reason why we don't want to say no is because we don't want to risk not feeling needed. You know, and like I just talked about that S, all of us like to feel needed. But let me tell you something, that kryptonite, sometimes our need to feel needed is kryptonite. It is what's detrimental to us. It's the thing that makes us weak, and it's the thing that causes people to be able to manipulate us. You better hear me. When we want to feel needed and people know it, they will use that to their advantage. Oh yeah, I know she likes to play the superhero. Oh yeah, I know. Thank you, Cynthia. Got to say ouch if you can't say amen. If I'm helping you guys, let me know. Drop the mic or tell me. That's right, Elisa. Codependency. We like to feel needed. We want somebody to want us. Oh, what? Oh, let's not get it twisted. We want somebody to pick up the phone and say, I need you. What? Oh, baby, we gonna drag that S out. We don't care if it's late. We don't care if we're tired. We don't care if we have our own deadlines. We don't care if we've already obligated ourselves to some things. We don't care if we don't really have the capacity to do it. We will say yes just to feel needed. And it becomes our kryptonite. It becomes the thing that cripples us. It becomes the thing that makes us say, oh my goodness, but if I say no, guess what? They're going to find somebody else. Well, let me give you a wake-up call, baby. They already got somebody else. And as soon as you say no, they're not going to die. They're just going to go on to their plan B. But the trick is to make you feel as though you're the only person. And I know, listen, I get it. We all want to feel valued. We all want to feel special. We all want to feel as though people can depend on us, and they can. But there is a time and a season and a place for everything. Some people will take that kindness literally for a weakness. It is true. That's right, Detroit. I've been there and done that. This is how we get free. We have to tell the truth. Listen, feeling needed is a kryptonite for people. That's right. You got to empower yourself. Thank you, Rosa, for typing in my points. Thank you, Andrea. We don't like to feel like, well, if I say no to him, they're going to find somebody else. Good. Because guess what? And I'm going to help you. If they find somebody else, then listen, they can use you for things that you were intended to be used for, things that you can actually be a help for, things that are more suited for you. Have you ever been in a situation where you had a really dominant skill set, and this is the thing that you wanted everybody to call you for, and this is the thing that you wanted them to need you for, but every time they got in a crunch, they called you for a bunch of little superficial things, little things that you could do them, but you didn't like doing them, but because you always came in to save the day, instead of calling you for the big stuff, they're just calling you to get out the kinks. They're just calling you to keep it in the rotor, to keep the wheel turning, and you find yourself feeling neglected and feeling used, and then you have the nerve to get an attitude when you're the one with the power to say no. I dropped a mic a couple of weeks ago, and I said, stop complaining about being locked up when you're the one holding the key. That's a mic drop. You're complaining. Oh, Lord, they always calling on me. They won't never give me any rest. They always, listen, guess who has the key to that lock? You do. And the key is in 2 letters, N-O. It's a no. That's right. You got to take your power back. Charlene said no is a ministry. I'm telling you. Here's the next thing. Some of the reason why we have a hard time saying no is because there is a fear of intimidation. There is intimidation. We don't like to say no because we're intimidated. And I did this a segment once before. Thank you, Tanzania. I did a segment once before that talked about emotional bullies. There are people that bully us. That's right, Linda. There are people that manipulate us through intimidation. And what they will do is, this person might be in a position of power, or they're in a position of control or authority. And what they do is they make us feel like if we say no, they're going to retaliate in some kind of way. We feel like if we say no, then if I say no to them, they know people who know people, and they might stop me from being great. Let me tell you something. If it is to be, it is up to me. My mama used to say that when I was little. If it is to be, it is up to me. We put too much of our trust and our hope into man. And I got to go biblical on you. And the Bible tells us don't put your trust in man. Because listen, men are fallible. Us in our own humanity, we will let people down. We will lie. We will not come through. We won't intend to drop the ball, but we will drop the ball on some things. And so what happens is we feel manipulated, and we feel like if I say no to her, she's going to tell somebody something bad about me. She's going to put me out there unjustly. Thank you, Charlene. She's going to have something to say, or he's going to do something that's going to give me a bad rep. And so we're intimidated. Am I helping you guys tonight? Am I coming down your lane? If I am, that's why I see the mic drop. So I see somebody put up a bullhorn. I'm telling you, we get intimidated and we think people are going to retaliate. Well, if I say no to them, they're going to sit nasty. If I say no to them, they won't show up to my event. If I say no to them, they won't click the like button on my page. And guess what? That's right, Kawanda. We can be real fickle. We can sometimes get moody. Have you ever had a friend, or have you ever known somebody and you didn't know which one of them you were going to talk to on the phone? Today, you didn't know if you were going to get the happy one when you called them. Tomorrow, you might get the depressed one. The next day, you might get the suspicious one. This time, you might be the one with a nasty attitude. The next morning, you might get the one that's quiet and acting a little shady. You don't even know which way they're coming from. People are fickle. And so what happens is, we're putting our trust in people that kind of can be a little bipolar, a little split personality. Y'all feeling, y'all know what I'm saying. And sometimes we just have to say, you there. That's why I told y'all, you better share this on your page, because some of the people I'm talking about could be in your family, could be in your church, could be at your job, could be in your house. All right, I'm trying to help you. The next reason that we have a hard time saying no is because of guilt. We feel like, have you ever said yes to something, finally said no, and then felt guilty? Oh, I said no. Oh my goodness. Oh, why did I say no? I could have worked some things out. I could have found a way to do it. I could have, moved some money around and came up with a little change for him. I could have. And so we feel guilty. We finally muster up enough nerve to say no. And then we turn right back around and give ourselves a hard time because we finally said no. Do you ever do that? Have you ever done it? Have you ever said no? And then you say, why did I say no? Come on now. And we quick to do it. Listen to me. We say no sometimes, and we just say to ourselves, now you could have just said yes, even though at the time we know that our no was justified. You know that child didn't need any more candy. You know that them going to that certain location was a bad idea, so you said no. And they fell out and they got an attitude. Now you in your room looking crazy, rocking back and forth. Oh Lord, I don't know why I said no. Listen, you said no because no was the right thing to say. You said no because you did not have the time. You said no because your work and your integrity as an individual is on the line, because if you would have said yes, you would not have been able to put the time and effort in it that you needed to. You said no for the right reason, but here you are sitting around looking foolish because you said no. Huh? Listen, if you're going to say no, let your no be a no. I'm helping us to grow tonight. I'm helping us. Thank you guys for being honest and saying, I see me. When you finally say no, stop going around and being guilty about it, looking crazy after you said no. It's a no. Sometimes you say no because you see that there is detriment in the yes. That was a mic drop. Sometimes you have to say no because you see that there is some danger in the yes. The answer is no, because there's danger if I say yes. The answer, no, I can't go there with you because there's some danger in being affiliated with the people that you're affiliated. No, I can't participate in that with you because the people in that circle don't like me. And I'm not about to sit up and get my face all tooted up because I'm around people that are fake. I said no because I know that there's another option that you're calling me because I'm free and you're going to have to pay somebody else. There is danger. You better hear me. I gotta say no. I'm saying no because there's danger in saying yes. Are y'all hearing me tonight? Sometimes we're feeling guilty about saying no, but there was some danger if we would have said yes. There was some danger down the road in being affiliated with them. There was some danger down the road in being hooked up with that person. There was some danger down the road in getting with them. They were connected with people that were detrimental. So I have to say no because there's some detriment in the yes. Am I helping you guys tonight? Lastly, why do we say no? We say no because we think we'll need their yes later. Huh? Am I helping you? That was a mic drop. Sometimes we say we don't know how to say no because we think we're going to need their yes later. What am I saying? And I'm helping us tonight. This is real and it's a little uncomfortable, but this is the only way that we can be free. We don't want to say no because we're thinking, wait a minute, I might need them to say yes to something I got to do later. We don't even deal with these people. They don't even fool with us. They're not involved with anything that we're doing, but because we think there's a connect, because we think they might be a plug, because we think that they might be holding the key to our future, what we will do, we will keep extending ourselves past what is rational, past what makes sense, past what we even able to give, because we think that we might need their yes later. I know I'm hurting tonight, but this is how we get free. I tell you guys on Mic Drop Monday, there are 3 things that I try to offer: help, hope, and healing. And this is how we get free. You can't fix what you won't face. And so a lot of times we think, I might need their yes later. So I don't want to say no because, and you know what happens? Now there is obligatory feelings towards them. That's not love. That's not stewardship. That's not support. That's just a neediness. That's just saying I might need them later. So let me go ahead and not say no to them because I might need that yes later. Thank you, Mother Highlight. And I'm glad you guys are hearing me because this is how we get free. This is how. I might need, and I did a mic drop on my page a couple of weeks ago that said, stop trying to make a connection out of a connect. Y'all don't have a connection. That was just to help you get from point A to point B, but stop basing the whole rest of your life out of them maybe saying yes. Hear me, people. This binds us into relationships that aren't fruitful. This binds us to people that don't really have our backs or our best interest in their minds. This is what we do. Now, I'm going to give you guys reasons, and this is the empowerment segment, and then I'm going to leave you guys with some ways to say no. These reasons are why we should say no. And I'm telling you, there's a psychology to this. Psychologists say, and as I did my research, that mainly the reason why we don't know how to say no, it's mental. It's in our psyche. There are reasons in our head why we don't say no. And if we can ever get to the point where we can get rid of those reasons and we can say, is that really true? Does that really make sense? This is why we won't say no. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Apostle Miller is on. And if he's saying that I'm telling the truth, I'm in there tonight. Listen, if you guys came on late, make sure that you're hitting the share button. I see some of you guys are typing your friends' comments, names in the comments and tagging them. They need to be on here tonight because I'm telling you, there is a detriment sometimes to always saying yes. My no is saving me sometimes. My no is the only reason that I didn't end up a way I could have ended up. My no is the only reason why I finally got rid of some of the baggage in my life. My no is the only reason I was able to grow. I'm trying to help you guys tonight. Thank you guys. I hope you're pressing the share button. Hey, Rodney, I'm glad you're joining me. Now, here are some motivations of why you need to be saying no. And I'm going to drop the mic on these. Number one, you got to be clear on your commitments. You got to know yourself. You've got to act with integrity. So I'm going to give you three main reasons, and I'm going to call them the 3 P's. And I hope you guys are ready. Why should you say no? Here is what we've got to do for ourselves. You know, one of the things, I don't know that you guys know this, but in my real life, when I'm not being an empowerment specialist, I'm a marketing strategist. And one thing that I do is people call me to the table, whether it's entrepreneurs or nonprofits or construction agencies, all kind of people, politicians. They call me to the table when they are ready to put an idea out there or to go forward with something. When they're ready to introduce something, I'm coming to the table because they ask me, what audience should I be trying to target? Who should I be marketing to? How should my message resonate? And I say something to them, and I'm going to say it to you. Sometimes we got to treat ourselves with the same level of integrity as we do other people. Oh, we'll give other people our time, our best ideas, our best efforts. But when it comes to us, we'll give ourselves what's left. We'll give ourselves what's at the bottom of the barrel. And that's how we get mistreated. That's how we don't get to be great, because we don't give ourselves. Y'all hearing me? We don't make ourselves important and say, wait a minute, hold on. Should I be doing that? So for everybody tonight, 3 things that you've got to be clear on: your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests. I want somebody to type that. I'm going to help us get free tonight. You've got to be clear on your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests. I'm going to say that one more time. Be clear on your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests. Why is that important? If you don't already have in mind what your priorities are, if you don't already have in mind, this is my priority. You set goals for yourselves. In 2018, your priority might be, well, my priority is to go back to school. My priority is to make a name for myself in this market. My priority is to write a book. My priority is to expand my visibility. My priority is to be an accomplished musician. My priority is to come out with my record. You set your priority about your life, your family, your job, your personal mission statement. You set your priority. Be clear on your priority. The second thing you do, you be clear on your projects. What are some things in 2018 that you say, before this year is out, I am going to accomplish this. This is my project. One of my projects was my empowerment retreat. And I said, I don't care if 20 people show up. That is my priority, is to be an empowerment specialist. My project is to have a retreat. And my other priority was to make sure that I came forth with Mic Drop Monday until it was in everybody's home. And now it's in 7 different countries. And now people are watching from 27 different states. And this is my priority. And this is my project. So no matter what else that I have going on, this is my project. This is what I'm focused on. This is what I'm dedicated to. And so all of you guys have to, in your personal time, say, what is my priority for this year, for my life? And what is my project? What is that one thing or 2 things or 3 things that I want to accomplish this year? What's my project? The third thing, what's my personal interest? And see, this is where we drop the ball. We think that the only reason we say no to people is if we have other priorities or other projects. But guess what? Your personal interests matter. Personal interests matter. There are some things that you want to do just because you want to do it. Maybe you want to go to the beach. Maybe you want to take a vacation. Maybe you want to just take you a me day. Maybe you want to treat yourself to something you've not been able to do for a while. Maybe you're saving up because you just decided it's time for me to have a new car. Maybe there are some things that is your personal interest that nobody benefits from but you. Listen, that counts. Personal interests matter. Are y'all hearing me tonight? Because what happens is we think that the only way we can say no is that we have to have some way to justify it. Well, I gotta say no because I don't have the time. And that's the only reason I'm saying no is because I got something else I gotta do. But guess what? You have the right to say no because you have personal interest. I'm saying no because I want to go on vacation. I'm saying no because I decided this is my sleep in day and I don't want to do anything but rest. I'm saying no and not giving them my money because I'm trying to save up for a new car. So the answer is no. That's right. You can be petty. I'm saying no because I want to get my nails done. So the answer is no. I can't spare another $10 for you this week. I just gave you $10 last week. I gave you $20 last month. You didn't pay me back last year when you borrowed this. No. And so the 3 things, and this is how we get free, that you have to put in front of you. The reason I'm saying no, number 1, what are my priorities? What is important to me? What is that one thing or those 3 things that I am going to be focused on? Number 2, hey Leah, thank you Curtis. Number 2, what projects am I setting for myself? If I said this is the project that I'm going to launch this year, come hell or high water, that is what I am doing. And 3, what's my personal interest? I just want to do this for me. There is no other reason I'm doing it and nobody else in the world that is benefiting this but me, my personal interest. And if somebody comes to you with something that does not go with your priorities, your projects and your personal interests, then you say no. And you let that be a complete sentence. Are y'all hearing me? Thank you. That you found that mic, Valerie. Listen, I'm dropping the mic tonight. This helps us get free because that yes keeps us in a mess. That's a mic drop. Can somebody type that? My yes keeps me in a mess. See, every time I say yes, now I'm in a mess. Now I got to find time that I didn't have, find money that I didn't have intentions of spending, find an opportunity to do something that I did not plan on doing. My yes will keep me in a mess. And that's why, thank you, Angela, that's why we've got to learn how to say no. I'm helping you guys tonight. The next thing you've got to do, the motivation for saying no, is because you value your time. I always say this, one of the things that is the most important to me and that I cannot get back is my time. Because guess what? Anything worth doing is worth your time. It takes time. Whatever you do, if you're a cook, it takes time to go and get recipes and buy grocery and put a meal together and sweat over a stove. But then every time you look up somebody asking you to cook them something, it takes time if you are a hairdresser or if you are a makeup artist to do somebody's hair and to have the right technique to do their sew-in and to do their perm just right, or determine what kind of hair type they have, or to find out what kind of skin type they have so that you can recommend the right makeup. If you're a mechanic, it takes time to evaluate the car and what's the problem. Whatever your profession is, it takes time. If you're a therapist, to sit and talk to somebody and get them to open up. But then people want to call you and get a free therapy lesson over the phone because they want to tell you about their baby daddy that they still mad at because he didn't pay, or that they talk about their girlfriend that they fell out 20 years ago and they saw him in the street yesterday and they just want you to tell them how they should feel about him. It takes time to do what you do. But we keep allowing people to get us to say yes, and there is no benefit in it. This is why our yes will keep you in a mess, because we don't value our time like we should. You've got to value your time, because it's the one thing that you cannot get back. Thank you guys. I see your comments and I cannot wait until after this show is over. I always go back and I read them and I try to respond. But your yes will keep you in a mess. Listen, here's what we think. We think that if we say no, they'll disrespect, they'll not respect us. Or like I said, the reason why we always say yes and we won't say no is because we think that they're going to have a plan B or find somebody else. Listen, I keep telling y'all, everybody got a plan B. Oh, you won't do it? Listen, they're just waiting on you to finally turn them down. Somebody else going to give them some money. You always giving them money and you finally step up and say no. I told you guys in my mic drop earlier, nobody has ever died from saying no. Rachel, you already said it before I can say it. Hey, Kayla, I am reclaiming my time. Hey, Stephen, I'm reclaiming my time. Listen, the only way you can reclaim your time is not to give it. You hear me? You can't go back yesterday and get that time back. The only way you can reclaim your time is not to give it. Let me claim it right now. You want me to do what, when? Nope. I just told y'all the 3 P's. If it's not in line with my priorities, my projects, and my personal interests, the answer is no. Value your time. The next thing is this. If you are always saying yes to everybody all the time, everywhere, you're going to lose yourself. You won't become you. How are you going to grow? How are you going to develop? How are you going to evolve to the person you were meant to be? If you're always running around making somebody else's dreams happen, if you're always running around supporting other people and never taking the time to invest in your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests, if you're always saying yes to everybody, yeah, I'll be there. Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll cook that. Yeah, I'll do that for you. Yes, I'll design that for you. Yes, I'll be at your event. Yes, 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 yes. You know who the only person is getting the no? You. You say no to you all the time. You're saying, no, I don't want rest. Yes, I do. No, you don't. No, I don't need downtime. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Clearly you don't. Because when you're so busy out there saying yes to everybody else, you don't realize you're saying no to yourself. I'm helping you guys tonight. The next thing, recognize if that person's request is stemming from manipulation or intimidation. When somebody asks you to do something, think about it. How many times have they asked me to do this? Are they just manipulating me? Are they trying to intimidate me? Thank you, Rodney. Sometimes we lose ourselves because we're helping people. We're doing things for people. But listen, my friend Dr. T always says, you can't give what you don't have. And so if you haven't had any sleep, if you haven't had any rest, if you haven't had any downtime, if you haven't had any time to replenish yourself, if you haven't had any time to learn any new skills, how are you going to give anybody else your best? I keep telling you guys, every time you give somebody a piece, a P-I-E-C-E, you lose your peace, your P-E-A-C-E. Are you hearing me? Thank you, Angela. This is how I'm helping, because you're giving away a piece, but you end up losing your piece. Look at the request. Thank you, Krista. Look at the request and say to yourself, is this person doing this out of manipulation? Are they calling me because they know they can give me that same sob story and I'm going to fall for it? Are they coming to me because they know that all they got to do is say, all right, if you say no, somebody else will. You know what your answer should be? Good God, let them. Somebody else will, let them. If that's the only thing that stood between that, honey, let them. Get another graphic designer. Get somebody else to take the picture. Get somebody else to go to boo-boo basketball game. I can't come today because I'm tired. I told you that's a person of interest. I'm not going because I'm sleepy. I'm not going because I'm hungry and I wanted to go out to eat tonight. I'm saying no because I want to go to the movies. I'm saying no because I don't want, look at my shirt. I wish I could, but I don't want to. Listen, I don't even have a better answer to that. No. We have to say no. And thank you, Rodney, for bringing this up. This is translating into a whole bunch of different regions. This can happen in your relationships with people, with your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance. This can happen with your co-workers. This can happen at church, in auxiliaries or committees you're on. People know when you're the weakest link. Hear me. You got to ask yourself, am I the weakest link? I just said to you all that sometimes our yes is our kryptonite because we have a need to feel needed. We say yes because we want somebody to want us, but it's crippling us. And we end up empty at the end. And we end up feeling used and neglected at the end. And everybody else is happy, but we're the ones that don't have what we need. Now, listen, here's another thing. And this gets me into my last portion. And I'm so grateful that so many of you guys are watching. This is going to help you guys. These are ways to get better at saying no. You're not going to just wake up everybody and say no, and it's just going to resonate. Sometimes there is a technique or there is a way to say no. Some of us have good hearts and we mean well, but it's time to say no. Some of us got to grow up and learn how to say no. One of the ways that will help us not always say yes so quick is you can delay the decision. Can somebody type that in the comments? Delay the decision. What happens, people try to manipulate us into going ahead and getting a quick yes. They want us to just go ahead and say yes real quick. Oh, our children, they're good at doing it. Mama, can I get this? Come on, I need to hurry up and tell them. I got to call them back and let them know. People love doing like that. The children, they'll quickly manipulate us into a yes real quick. Or somebody's like, dude, I need an answer right now because, I'm on a deadline. So I need you to go ahead. Listen, delay the decision. Because when people try, just say it, you have to recognize, is the person's request coming from manipulation or are they trying to intimidate you? I keep telling you guys, we want to feel needed and people try to make us feel like we're the only person that they have in the whole world. But you better understand everybody has a plan B. So I'm telling you guys, one of the ways to do this is to delay the decision. Delay the decision. Don't answer right away. Say, wait a minute. Let me think about it. And then let me see if I have some strong arguments for why I should say yes. Let me see if there is a really good reason for me to say yes. Is there a really good reason for me to deny my priorities, my projects, and my personal interests? And if I perhaps can find a really good reason, then I may say yes. Delay the decision. This is what's going to help us learn how to say no. The next thing is, when you say no, be polite but firm. No. Listen, you be polite. You don't have to say no. What? Shoot, no. Listen, just say no. It works the same. No. Be polite, but be firm. You show the person, I respect your feelings. I acknowledge your request, but I'm standing on my decision. Be polite, but be firm. My no is my no. Because let me tell you what happens. People that are manipulators, and this is how you identify them, they'll try to engage you in a conversation when you say no because they're trying to get a yes out of you. But listen, are they really respecting you if they're trying to talk you out of your no? Somebody that values your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests won't try to talk you out of your no. This is how we get free. We have to look at people and we have to determine, am I around a bunch of manipulators? Sometimes the manipulators are our children. We just got to tell the truth. Sometimes our manipulators are our co-workers. They know that we're the come through kid. And so they know if I need somebody to come through, let me call her. She's going to come. She's going to come through. She'll be the one if everybody else turn me down and won't bail me out, won't give me money, won't give me a ride. She's the one that'll say yes. But listen to me. You have to be firm in your decision. Don't get into a bunch of dialogue once you say no. If you've already decided those 3 things that I gave you earlier, that saying yes doesn't go with your priorities, your projects, or your personal interests, then why are you having a conversation with somebody to justify your no? That's a mic drop. Why am I trying to convince you about my no? It's my no. I already determined that it doesn't go in alignment with my priorities, with my projects, or with my personal interests. So I am saying no. But when a person is steadily trying to convince you, they're trying to talk you out of your no, somewhere there's not enough respect for who you are and what you do. Listen, I know that's not easy to hear, but this is what's going to help us. Somewhere, hey, Andrea, I'm telling you, this is the truth. Somewhere they're not respecting your time and your talents. You better hear me. They're not thinking about the fact that I've already helped you before. You know I could if I would. You know I've came through for you plenty of other times. You know you could ask. Why didn't you ask your mama? Why didn't you ask your brother? Have you already checked with your pastor? You're always the one that they're coming to, and you know that they have other resources. You know that they have other siblings. You know that they have other ways that they can get somebody to help them, but they're coming to you because you're the weakest link. They know that if they keep getting you into a conversation, they know sooner or later they're going to talk you into a yes. But I'm telling you, this is telling you that they don't respect your time. They don't value what you have going on if they're trying to convince you out of your no. Listen, don't make excuses or you will find yourself in the same repeated cycle. What keeps us from saying no and meaning it is when you say no, now you got to tell them why. Now you're giving them an opportunity to dictate and to justify, well, I don't think you should have said no. Listen to me. I'm trying to help you guys. Don't make excuses for your no. No, I won't be able to come. Why? What else you got going on? I won't be able to come. I have priorities, personal interests, and other projects. You see how I'm equipping you guys just that quick? Do not make excuses for your no. Now, I don't mean with your close friends. Of course, you're going to tell them, sweetie, I would come if I could. You know, the only reason that I'm not coming is because my daughter has a game or because, you know, I already booked something months ago that they asked me. But I'm talking about just the people in general. Listen to me. Don't make excuses for your no, because what they're going to say is, oh, okay, you couldn't do it this time. I'll just ask you next time. If they ask you for money and you say no, and you just say no, don't say, oh, not this time because see, I got a bill due and I promised such and such I got to do this. Do you hear yourself giving them excuses? So what they're going to do is say, so I better not ask her around the 15th. Let me try it again on the 1st. Let me try it again at the end of the month. When you give people excuses for your no, you're putting yourself in a cycle that they're just going to come back around when the opportunity presents itself at another time. Be firm, say no, and mean it. The next thing is determine if your yes has money value to it. Now, y'all not going to want to hear this. Sometimes when you say yes, there needs to be a price tag attached to it. Some of you guys are great musicians. Some of you guys are great barbers. Some of you guys are great makeup artists. Some of you guys are great facilitators. Some of you guys are great event coordinators. Some of you guys are great cooks. Listen, speakers, determine if your yes shouldn't have a price tag on it and then charge for your services. I bet you that'll stop some of everybody always running to you every time. See, I'm telling you, the only way that people are going to value your 3 P's, your priorities, your projects, and your personal interests is if you realize that you are your own investment and that you are your best investment. So what you got to do is you determine whether or not your time and your talents don't equal to some money. Listen, even the Bible, for those of you all that want to try to get spiritual, say that the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. Baby, it's a blessing that you're getting my service. service. It's a blessing that I'm showing up and singing on your program. It's a blessing that I'm offering my graphic design. It's a blessing that I'm coming over and doing your mama's makeup. It's a blessing that I'm playing the keyboard or the drums or the guitar for your event. It's a blessing that I'm coming over to move all of this furniture. If you were to start attaching a price tag to your time, I guarantee you're going to weed out the manipulators. Huh? I know I'm dropping the mic and I know this is a little hard, but this is how we help. If you start saying, well, now, if I come there, that means I'm going to be losing some money because I won't be able to do this. So that's going to cost you about $50. That's going to cost you about $100. Or I usually charge this much to do this. Huh? What? That's right, Timothy. The Bible says a workman is worthy of his hire. If you really are valuable, people won't mind reaching into their pocket and pay you for your services. You know, it's funny. As long as and I love this Mic Drop Monday, I will do it until I can't do it anymore because this is my opportunity to build my platform. See, this goes along with my priorities, my projects, and my personal interests because eventually what I am hoping is that when I'm finally releasing my books and when I'm finally telling you guys that I have this women's conference, this women's retreat next month, that you guys are going to say, I value her and what she's doing is helping me. And so I'm going to pay to come see her. I'm going to pay to get this book. This is how you teach people. This is how you determine your own worth. Start putting a price tag behind it. You want me to watch your kids again? All right, I'm going to need about $20 of gas, to come over there and to get back to the house. Watch they go to their plan B, the person that they don't have to pay anything for. I need you to help me with this project. What do you need me to do? Oh, okay. Well, that's going to cost about $35 because it's going to stop me from working on my own project. Put a price tag on it. Can somebody put that in the comments? Cash out me, PayPal me. Listen, put a price tag on yourself sometimes when it comes to your value and say, listen, time is money and my time is valuable. And I promise you guys, you're going to weed out some of the fake. You're going to weed out some of the superficial. You're going to weed out some of the people I just talked about last week. Are you a vulture or an eagle? And I said that vultures don't come around until they smell death, until they can wait till you depleted. They wait until you're down and out. They wait until you need a friend. They wait until you just at that point, well, okay, who needs anything? They wear you out and then they feed off of you. You better look around and figure out who's feeding off of me. Always giving them a ride, always giving them some money, always bailing them out. And I can't ever find any reciprocity. I can never go back to a time where they have my back. Sometimes somebody ought to just bless you just because. I want to just give you some money because you always come through. Let me put a couple of dollars in your pocket because every time I look up, you get in your car and you come find me. You take care of me. You bring me some soup. Cash out me, baby. PayPal me. Do something to be a blessing. But see, we don't like to say that. We don't like to get to the point where we value ourselves. We feel guilty. Well, I'm just supposed to help everybody and I'm just supposed to. I just told you that the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. A workman is worthy of his hire. So listen, people take advantage of you. Well, I know I can get her to come speak for free. I know he'll come preach for free. I know she'll play for free. I know she'll come watch the kids and I don't have to do anything for her. I'm telling you. This is the way you get free. Thank you, Lakia. This is what you have to do. You have to say, wait a minute, I bring something to the table and what I have is valuable. And I just said, don't be afraid when they say, what? I wasn't really ready to pay that. Oh, okay then. May the Lord watch. Some people you got to get a benediction between you and I while we absent one from another. It's okay. Because guess what? I might not have gained that dollar, but I just gained me some extra hours to sleep. I just gained me a little bit more peace. I just told y'all my mic drop. You're going to be so busy giving people a peace, a P-I-E-C-E, that you're going to lose your P-E-A-C-E, your real peace. Now listen to me. Say no, then let it go. Can somebody type that because this is a mic drop and more than 200 of you guys are on tonight. So this must have been relevant. Say no, then let it go. After you say no, listen, you don't need to be following up. Oh, Lord, I said no. I wonder who they got to play. Oh, I said no. I wonder what they're going to do. Say no, then let it go. I keep telling y'all this. There's no point in saying no and then sit around somewhere looking foolish and feeling guilty. Yes, I told my daughter no, she couldn't go. Yes, I told my son no, not this time, not this week. No, they can't spend the night. This is a bad time. No, you can't have that. See, you got to say no and then let it go. Because if you sit around thinking about what you should have did, thinking about this, then you're going to run behind them and say, okay, never mind. Say no, then let it go. I'm telling you, there is detriment sometimes to saying yes. Saying yes sometimes gets you in the wrong place, get you in front of the wrong people, get you around things that you should have gotten past. It gets you in the wrong environment. Saying yes can get you the wrong connections. Saying yes can be detrimental. So my no is what keeps me protected. My no is what keeps me having the peace. My no is what keeps my value up. I'm telling you guys, there's value in saying no. Say no, then let it go. Now, as I leave, and in the church, the preacher say, as I take my seat, I'm going to leave you with a couple of things, how to practice saying no. And I hope that I'm helping you guys. So many of you guys, over 200 of you guys, even just now joining live, and so many more of you guys, I'm hoping, press the share button. I hope some of you guys tagged your friends. Even if you came on late, you're going to want to watch this from the beginning because, baby, I was real, raw, and relevant. And you're going to want your friends to see this because, of course, as always on Mondays, I'm all the way live. Here is how you learn how to say no. I'm going to give you these tips and I'm going to see you guys next time. The first thing, practice saying no about small things that are not that important. You got to practice saying no. Maybe it's with your kids. Mama, can I go outside? No. Don't even give them an excuse. Why? Wait, what? See, some of us get into the trip, we find ourselves negotiating or giving excuses about, in the old day when my mama said no, it was a no. And her famous answer was, because I said so. Wait, what? Woo, that was like a slap in the face. But that's a no. Now, my real reason might be you can't go outside because the weather is shifting. And if you go outside, then it feels good right now, but you're going to have a cold later. But I'm grown. I don't know why I have to explain that to a child. So no. You got to practice saying no on small things. Mom, can I have some gum? No. What? Why? The real answer might be because you're getting ready you're going to swallow it. You're going to eat it. I'm cooking. And you're trying to snack before it's time to eat and you're going to mess your appetite up. But do I have to explain that? No. Practice saying no to some friends. Y'all not on that good kind of friend level. They're not your high priority friends and they want something for free and they've asked you before and one time before you let it slide. No. Do you think I can come over to no. Oh no, not tonight. Not today. Not a good time. No. Practice saying no about them things. You don't care if she fall out with you. Listen, some of those reasons y'all confront all day, but some people you don't mind saying no to. Listen, practice on some of those things that's not such a big deal. No. Say no and let that be settled. Thank you guys so much. You just got to say no. Here's a trick, and this sounds like it's a hard thing, but it sounds like it's simple, but it makes sense. I'm giving you guys ways to learn how to say no. Stop and take a breath before you say yes. See, watch this. I'm going to pretend like y'all asked me, Elisa, can you come speak at my program tomorrow? Yeah. Now listen, right there as I was taking a breath, do you know what I was doing? I was thinking about, wait a minute, tomorrow you got to go to the news station and record something for TV. Tomorrow you have a survey you've got to turn in. Tomorrow you have a board meeting at 5. Just that quick, I was ready to say yes because, oh, look who was asking me. But I stopped. And I took a breath before I said yes. And it gave me time to think about what else I had to do. It gave me time. I told you guys the reason you got to say no is if it doesn't line up with your priorities, your projects, or your personal interests, then it says no. So I had to think. Does this go with my priorities, my personal interests, or my projects? So the answer is no. The next thing you do that will help you say no, this is going to sound crazy, but it's true. Get some backup. See, sometimes people are a little intimidating, and we need our day ones with us when we say no. You wait and say no to them when you got some backup. And we got those good friends that'll say, girl, you can't say yes to that. We got somewhere to be. Why are you getting ready to say yes to them? You already booked. Get yourself some backup when it's time. Some of us got to admit, we got a weak heart. We got a soft heart. We tender-hearted. Some people, they just, they rub us the wrong. They get us. They can push the right buttons. Get you some backup when it's time to say no. Somebody that won't let you have a weak backbone. Get you some backup. It's okay. You can do that sometimes. Sometimes your backup might be your husband. You tell your baby, no, you can't go. And they look at you pitiful. And just when you feel like you about to give in, text your husband, come in here. Hey, no, baby, you can't go this time. Mama said no. Woo! I had some backup. Get yourself some backup. I'm all the way in here today. Next, don't be fooled for them telling you that everybody else said yes. Hey, are you coming? Everybody else already said yes. I guarantee you, 100% of the time, everybody else did not say yes. Y'all better hear me. People obligate you to do something by making you feel like everybody else already said yes. Oh, you coming? Everybody else already said yes. No, they're asking you because everybody else had sense enough to say no. And they're just going to see if you got enough sense to say no. Don't get manipulated, people. These are the things that keep us from saying no. Here's the next one. Go ahead and assess the fallout. Assess the fallout. Say to yourself, if I say no, what's the worst that can happen? They're going to stop talking to me for a week. Oh, okay then. Listen, some of that fallout, you might figure out I can deal with that. If I say no, what might happen? They might find somebody else. Well, good, because I wanted them to have a plan B, because I won't be able to say yes all the time anyway. Go ahead and assess the fallout. Go ahead and think to yourself, well, what's the worst that can happen if I finally say no? And let that be what it's going to be. Assess the fallout. Kawambi, y'all know I'm off the chain. But listen, the reason why people I would hope are watching me, because they can count on me to be real, raw, and relevant. This is how we get free. How bad will it be if I say no? Assess the fallout. Sometimes you might be surprised at what you might feel. Oh, okay, I say no and they do what? That's okay. Assess the fallout and your answer still might be no. The next thing, and I already said this, but I'm saying it again. Don't be fooled into thinking that you're the only person that can do this for them. Oh, but you're the only one that can come. Our children and our grandchildren know how to manipulate. Now, I don't have any grandchildren, but I know my granny tells me all the time. Grandchildren know how to manipulate you. Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't get trapped into thinking you're the only person that can do it. I called you because you're the only one that can get me out of this. I called you because you're the only person that I could think of that could do this. You're the only person. Listen to me. As great as we feel like we are, one of the things that I'm telling you is somebody else knows how to do what you know how to do. What? I don't care. I'm a singer. Those of you guys that know me know that I sing. But I guarantee you I got a cousin, Kia, on the line. If they couldn't get me, they could call Kia and she can come through and, believe me, can turn it out. Stop letting people make you feel like you are the only person in the world with that skill set. You're not the only person in the world that's got some money that they can give. You don't even have the money to spare, but they will make you feel like you're the only person that can come through. You're not the only makeup artist. You're not the only motivational speaker. You're not the only preacher. You're not the only person that can write it for them. You're not the only person that can do the graphics for them. I don't care. You're not the only person that can do their hair. Now, you might be the best. Don't get me wrong. Don't sell yourself short. You might be the best. You might be the person they prefer because they know that you'll do it quick, because they know that you'll move your priorities, your personal interests, and your projects out of the way for them. However, these are the ways that people manipulate us. These are the ways that people get over. But listen, let me tell you something, and for you entrepreneurs out there, I'm going to bless you real quick. Sometimes you got to say no because they need to go out there and see what somebody else has to offer. Sometimes people don't value you like they should. They don't want to pay you for what you're worth because they don't understand that you really are the best at what you do. You really are the plug. You really are the one that can come through. You really are the one with the skill set. So sometimes you got to say no and let them get on out there. Let them go on out there and let somebody else do their nails. Let them get on out there and and let somebody else do their hair. Let them go on out there and get somebody else to speak at their program. Let them go on out there and find somebody else to do their shirts. And then what happens? Thank you, Anthony. What happens is they will realize, oh man, she's the best. He's the best. I should have went to that old bootlegger I went to, and I bet you what? They're going to start respecting you. You know what they're going to start doing? They're going to start calling you in advance. Listen, I'm telling you guys, I'm a witness. I had to go through this myself. When I was telling people yes all of the time, they start calling me all day and night. They wait till the last minute and can you MC our program? Can you design this t-shirt? Can you come sing? Can you do this? You know why? Because they knew I was going to say yes. Oh, they didn't value me. Now, anybody else, they would have booked them months in advance. They would have asked them how much they charge. People did not start valuing my time. People did not start valuing my talents until I learned how to say no. You know what started happening when I start saying no? They start saying, we can't ever get you on the phone. So when I do get a chance to talk to you, let me stop beating around the bush and get to the point. Let me start talking about nonsense and calling you with gossip and petty stuff and talk about some real stuff because I don't have you but for a little while. They start saying, let me get you in advance. Let me go ahead and try to book you. People last year started booking me for stuff in October of this year. You know why? Because I start saying no. And they start saying, well, if I want to book you, let me go ahead and get you in advance. Let me go ahead and try to get you early. People will respect you. They will respect your schedule. They will value you if you turn them down. I know it sounds like, wait a minute, that's paradoxical. That's a little oxymoronic. But that is the way it works. Start saying no and watch people start valuing your time. They're going to say, you know, my hairdresser is on here. Leah, you start saying no, baby. You called me at the last minute. I won't be able to do that. It's a no, not this time. And they got to go out to their event without your hair, with your magic hands on their hair, and they're going to go to somebody and not be satisfied. You better believe they're going to call you in advance. They're going to pay whatever you charge. I got some makeup artists on the line today. They know if you say no because they called you at the last minute and now they got to go to somebody and they didn't really like their makeup, I guarantee you they're going to book you in advance. This time they're going to want to put a deposit on it. I told you guys, put some value behind your name. PayPal me, baby. Give them a booking fee. Yeah, I require 10% up front, 50% up front, and I guarantee you will see a shift, not only in the level of people that start dealing with you, but in the way that people start dealing with you. I hope I'm helping you guys tonight. Now, the last thing is, and I'm ending, and it's crazy. The numbers keep going up. I'm almost at 300 people are coming on tonight. But this is what we do. This is how we get free. The last thing you have to do is realize sometimes there is more, and I want somebody to type this in. My last mic drop is, there is more than one way to say no. Can somebody type that in? There is more than one way to say no. A lot of times, no is a little bit intimidating. No can be intimidating just to tell somebody. And y'all know how we are, especially if the person that we have to say no to is our parents, is our grandparents, is our church members, is an older person, is somebody, our cousin, them, our friends we've known since high school. Sometimes there's a complex when it's time to say no to them. We've got to say no, but there is more than one way to say no. Sometimes your no might have to be, oh, not this time. Oh, I'm already obligated. It's still no, because I'm not changing my mind. It doesn't fit my priorities, my projects, or my personal interests. But sometimes it softens the blow a little bit if you say no in a different way. There's more than one way to say no. Oh man, y'all having a banquet for your auntie? I won't be able to come this time. I'm already booked. Oh, I already had something planned. I won't be available. Oh, I'm not available on that. That's one of my first. Listen, I'm giving y'all all the goodies. Somebody ought to be PayPaling me. This is one of my personal, the ones I love. Oh, I won't be available then. Now, did I explain why I won't be available? Nope. My reasons might be my personal interest. I won't be available because my favorite show come on and I want to be at home in my bed watching TV. Now, that's not true because I don't watch TV, but let's just say it was. That's my business. There is more than one way to say no. And we have to learn how to say no. My mom is on, and she'll tell you, I used to say yes, and my grandmother's on. I used to say yes to every time they asked me for anything. Lee, I need you to do this. I need you to make this for me. I need you to do this. And I would just stop what I was doing and do it. But there have been some times lately, because my schedule has gotten so it's gotten so compacted. My time is so very limited. I had to start saying, Mama, I can't this time. Oh, Granny, I won't be home tonight, and I got something tomorrow. And here's another way to say no. I can do it, but it'll be next week before I can get to it. Listen, I'm really saying I can't do it right now. And do you know what happened with them? They start asking me in advance. They start saying, listen, I'm going to go ahead and ask you this now while you know, in case you have time. And they even told me they start respecting me differently. My grandmother will say now, you know, I know you got a lot going on, and I know it takes a lot of effort to do what you do. Is there a way that you can do this for me? I'm telling you, because sometimes it's our family that's the hardest people to say no to. Sometimes it's our friends that it's the hardest people to say no to. And my grandmother said she had to find somebody else. But do you know what? I took comfort in knowing that she had a plan B. Stop being afraid of people having a plan B, because there's going to be a time where you're going to need your freedom. You're going to need time to do something you want to do, and you don't want to handicap people with your yes. That was a mic drop. Stop handicapping people with your yes. I'm going to leave on that note. You handicap people when you always say yes. They will never grow up. They will never take responsibility. They will never stand up on their own 2 feet. They will never get out there and make their own money. They won't ever get out there and get a job. They won't ever figure out how to stop getting in trouble so they'll stop going to jail. They'll never figure out how to do things on their own if you keep saying yes. Your yes could be crippling somebody. Your yes could be handicapping somebody. Your yes is handcuffing them, and now they can't move without you. And I don't know about you, but it doesn't feel good to me if I have somebody locked down like that. It doesn't feel good, because I won't be able to take a nap. They're going to be nagging me, texting my phone, trying to figure out what's going on. Listen, stop handicapping people with your yes. And so the way that I am going to end this Mic Drop Monday, I'm having such a good time, and apparently so are you guys. You guys are all the way live with me tonight. I'm going to leave you again with the same mic drop. Say no, and then let it go. When you say no, you say it in a firm manner. You don't negotiate. You don't justify it. You don't go back and forth with somebody. Let your no be your no, and then let it go. You hear that? Let your no be your no, and then let it go.